All right. Hey, good morning there, guys. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine here with Ben at 10. It is your morning weather show here for Southern Indiana and beyond throughout Louisville Metro as well. Today is Wednesdays with Weddington, so that means we're going to have local custom home builder Brad Weddington on the show from Weddington Custom Homes. And you can see at the bottom of your screen if you want to leave a comment or if you want to contact him, there's some contact information there below. So feel free to reach out that way. So we're going to get with him pretty much right off the bat. I want to give you a quick forecast here to get you going. For those you need to hop on, hop off, we'll give you that 7-day forecast to get you rolling. Again, this is your daily weather show, Monday through Friday, Ben at 10, right at 10 a.m. Feel free to leave in a comment if you just want to say hello. If you have a weather question, hit me with it. Hit a question around your home for Brad Weddington if you have a question there as well. So thanks for tuning in here. Let us know where you're watching from. Thanks for watching. And if you hit the like or the subscribe, that helps out a lot as well, whether it's on Facebook you're watching on Meteorologist Ben Peine's page. That's me. Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media, EXTOL Media on YouTube, and extolmag.com/weather on the World Wide Web. So as we take a look at things, as we get going here this morning, here is a look at our weather headlines for our February the 4th, 2026. There are still a little icy spots on some of the side roads where we had the snow yesterday because we didn't have it evaporate, we didn't have it melt, and then we had some refreezing, low 20s overnight. So my driveway a little bit crunchy this morning. So that's why my son did not have to go to school this morning and has another virtual learning day today. So, and I believe New Albany, Floyd County Schools also had off, and I'm sure many others as well. So anyway, at least we have some sunshine out there for today. It's going to be cold for the next couple of days. Some flurries on the way late tomorrow, perhaps, but most of tomorrow is going to be dry. No big deal with that. Hey, got some 40s in that forecast for Friday right there, and then pretty quiet for the rest of this week. Again, there's the man, Brad Weddington from Weddington Custom Homes. We're going to be chatting with him in just a second from his home office. Do want to point out today as well, there is a blood drive at Ivy Tech Community College Sellersburg with the Red Cross. Walk-ins welcome, but you can get an appointment there if you want to do that for today. That is right there at the Ogle Hall, the Ogle Community Room, now until 2 p.m. today. That is today. So there you go. Donating blood is Ivan the Ivy Tree approved. There's a QR code too there. That'll take you right to the Red Cross blood drive. So that is today at Ivy Tech if you want to help out. So I'm going to bump ahead here. We'll get back to all this here in just a second. But again, as promised, I want to give you the 7-day forecast before we bring up Mr. Brad Weddington. But tomorrow is National Weather Person's Day. That's that little circle there. And I understand if you don't want to celebrate. I get it. It's been a pretty rough winter. So, but that celebrates John Jeffries, the first weather observer back in, I think, 1744. He was born. And so the National Weather Person's Day tomorrow, it's going to be a chilly one in the upper 20s. But Friday, we have some lower 40s on the way. And maybe a sprinkle or a couple of flurries Friday, but most of the day is dry. A little bit chilly Saturday, better Sunday in the lower 40s. And then, hey, we're seeing 50s for the first time in a long time next Tuesday. Maybe some rain chances with that. If you remember kind of the rule of thumb this time of the year in the wintertime, when you get a warm-up, sometimes you have to pay with also some wet conditions across the area as well. So there he is. Here is Brad Weddington. Good morning, Brad. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How about you, Ben?
I'm doing well. So are you ready to build homes in Florida?
I think that's the only place we can get them in the ground. It's this frozen ground is something else. I mean, it typically through the winters that we have in Southern Indiana, it doesn't seem like it stays this cold this long. No. And that's kind of what we're battling. So we're just trying. We're looking forward to that warm up we've got starting beginning of a week next week.
Yep, trying to thaw things out here. And you're right. I mean, this is not normal. I think we're like top 10 longest cold stretches on record. So this is what we're dealing with here. So we'll try to get you back to pouring some concrete next week.
We can't start anything, man.
I'm sure it's frustrating, but hey, I'm going to be watching the comments. If you have any questions from around the house, let Brad know. I'm going to hit you with the first one if you're ready, because I know you've got an event after this, right?
Yeah. We've got a investor event for Home Builders Association down at Topgolf. So it's Hopefully they got the heaters kicking.
I'm sure they do. I'm jealous. I want to hit some balls. All right. So the topic here, and I didn't even know about this. This is what I love about this segment and the partners that we have on the show, because you mentioned this a couple weeks ago, and then yesterday, another partner of ours, Michael Long with American Family Insurance, mentioned that he already had a couple claims because of this issue right here. This is an ice dam on your roof. So what do you know about this situation, how to prevent it, how to fix it?
There's no real way to 100% mitigate that. But there's definitely ways you can help to protect yourself from it. So if you see on that picture there, the bottom part where it's overhanging the soffit there, there's no insulation. No insulation there at all. So you're going to run the freezing risk there. So what happens is that lower level freezes, and then the upper layer, as it's melting, it kind of gets caught by that ice dam that's frozen. So that'll make that water actually back uphill and get in between the layers of your shingles and leak in. We see it most problematic. We see it in that first 2 foot of overhang there, like it's showing. You'll see it sometimes in valleys. A valley is when two roof lines come together and you've got that kind of V. What we do is we use a product called Ice Guard. We lay a roll. It's I'm going to say roughly 3 foot wide. We would lay that in that valley all the way top to bottom. And then on the bottom first run of shingles, we'll run that as well. I'm not saying we've never, ever had a problem with ice dams, but man, it's far and few between. So little steps like that. And it's not an expensive product. Ice and Water Shield is very, very reasonable. And it's just something that's going to help because you're right. Nobody thinks about ice dams on a roof.
I never have, and it's a situation like this when you have it sitting on your roof for at days this point in time, weeks at a time, and then so that's why the problem exists where we typically don't even think about it, because typically we get a melt within a couple days around here, but this has been an odd situation, so that's why again there's been some insurance claims because of some leaky roofs out there because of that. So and then if you weren't able to prevent it, I heard you can get an ice rake or something like that, or a pro has to come and steam it off. I don't know if you heard of that.
No, never heard of it. Like a Stanley steamer coming there on your roof.
I don't know. Maybe get your hair dryer out. I don't know. Whatever you do, be safe.
It's like this winter we've got, I don't know the meteorological term for it, but I call it stacking snow. In other words, we're getting snow. It's not getting above freezing, so it's not melting, and then we're getting snow on top of that. Yeah. So it's a compounding effect right now. We really need some warm weather to help thaw everything out. But the problem with that is then we get to battle mud.
Oh, don't get me started with that with 3 dogs. We got a hi Brad from Christian Walker. So there you go. Good morning, Christian. Thanks for tuning in here. So watch out for the ice dams there. And then the next topic here is also winter related and something that I have been dealing with. And this is concrete pitting. So on your driveway, if you have concrete or a sidewalk, this is kind of what it looks like. This is my real life example. This little crater right here. And then we had this stamped concrete that looks like the surface of the moon right now because of and I appreciate the county, Brad, because they used to bring out what they call cinders, and because we have so many hills out here, that helps you get some traction, but also the combination of salt, and I'm sure that plays part of it, but also just getting water down in it, freezing and then melting. And I'm guessing that's what the process here to cause that.
That's what you're going through. I mean, you're going through freeze thaw cycles. Moisture will penetrate that concrete, and then when it gets below freezing, it's going to eventually pop some of that surface off. And the salt really breaks down that concrete too. You see it a lot of times where, you don't have a curb in your neighborhood, but a lot of times on people's driveways, if they've got a curb right at the end of the curb, your driveway will pit like that, and right at the garage door. And it's because you'll hit that little bump coming over the curb, and it'll shake some of that salt off your car. It lays right there at the end of the driveway. Oh, yeah. And the same when you hit that little lip going into the garage door. This salt is rough. This time, it's terrible. And this time of year, there's obviously nothing you can do about it at this time. But I like those pictures, especially, it's your home and you're seeing it as it goes through its age progression. And there shows the importance of sealing exterior concrete.
And hey, I did seal it
I know
once.
you sealed it once. No, it's just, and even if you really, really, really take care of your concrete over time, it's going to eventually degrade like that.
Yeah.
But by sealing it, trying to keep it clear of debris and stuff, that's going to help prolong the life of it. It's just preventative measures.
So I didn't do great at preventing, obviously, but now what can I do? I mean, what kind of filler can I put in there, or no filler, just reseal it? I'm not doing it over.
You asked me how we normally fix that.
No, to be honest here, I mean, I'm going to do it the cheap way. You know me.
I mean, any kind of system that you use that's going to lay over top of that, it's going to degrade too. It's going to degrade. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, it's ugly, but it still does its job. If you want it to be pretty again, I mean, I hate to say it, but you're going to have to cut it out and redo it.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Think about it. If you go to lift in the layer, like if you try to treat that surface
right
where it meets the road and where it meets your garage door, you can't add another 3 inches of overlay on that, because now you're going to be higher than your garage door and higher than the street. You battle that. With asphalt, it's a little bit more forgiving because you can kind of, you can grind it at those joints. But with concrete, that's why you got to get it right. We got to get it right the first time. That's why.
Here's a really dumb question. Can you asphalt over this? You probably wouldn't want to. I'm just saying.
I don't know that answer,
because that would add a little, and then it probably wouldn't be even with the garage.
It's still where it went to the garage. You'd almost have to feather it to nothing, so that'd give it a.
Oh yeah,
give it a point where you could have.
I don't mind the way it looks. I'm just gonna seal it and let it be part of the character.
There you go. You got a country house, man.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So speaking of driveways here, okay, I was just looking at some comments here as well. So here we go. Here's how you do a driveway, and this is a monster driveway here. So this is a recent project from Brad Weddington. On the left, you can see where he dug it out. On the right, putting some tarp downs, things I never even thought about, and then boom, you get the finished product here with tons and tons of loads of gravel is what that looks like to me. So what do you got going on here, Brad?
That's a house we're building. It's just over a quarter of a mile. So the picture that you have pulled up, that driveway goes through those trees, and that's about the halfway point. Then it keeps going, and there's 2 ponds back there. What's really cool about this picture is if you see where the driveway starts, if you look off to the right, just past those trees where it looks just all muddy and nasty, that was a pond. So the homeowner wanted it right through the little tiny pond that they had in the front yard. So we literally took the dam out. The homeowner stood there by the dam and caught the fish as they came out. I'm not kidding. Caught the fish as they came out of the hole and put them back in his 2 ponds in the backyard.
Oh, that's cool.
And then we built that all up with rock and basically drove right through the middle of a pond.
As I said, I'm cheap. I don't even want to know how much a driveway like that costs them. Good for them, though. That's some work right there.
It's pretty cool. It's a cool project.
So will they asphalt that or concrete that?
It's up to them. I would say they'll probably leave it gravel indefinitely.
Oh yeah, or just gravel, yeah.
Because we'll do at the house what we always do if it's a long gravel driveway at the house where the garage door is. We'll still at least do roughly a 30 by 30 concrete pad there for parking and maneuvering around the home. But that long stretch, it would be very expensive to pave that. And like I said, that's just over a quarter mile. We've got one we're working on, just kind of getting some pricing together. It's a little over a mile long driveway.
Wow.
They basically bought 100 acres and they're putting the house right in the middle of it, which is like everybody's dream.
Yeah. Great for them.
Yeah.
Great for them. That's awesome. And by the way, pardon me, I'm battling a man cold here. So you know how bad those are. All right.
Yeah.
So we got a question from Orlean. I'm going to try to get this right. I've got a question for Brad. What can I safely use on my walk? Because I had that coloring put in my concrete when they put it down. So I'm guessing what to preserve the coloring. Because I had the coloring too. I think my guess, Orlean, is to make sure when you do put some sealant on it, you do it again, unlike me.
That's the biggest thing right there. So if she's got a colored stamped concrete that's got a sealer on it, we normally don't have to deal with this so much in the winter. This winter and actually last winter have been both kind of rough on this, where we're actually thought about these aspects.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to do some research on what is a safe product to put on your stamped areas. I'm sure they make something that's going to be concrete safe, but for me, from my perspective, if I'm obviously going to clean it, get it down to bare, find a treatment that I can use. But on that exterior sealed concrete, with having winters that we're having, I'm going to recommend you pressure wash and reseal that in the spring.
Okay, and I was confused here. Orlean, good advice there. But Orlean says, I used a sealer. I'm talking about removing the ice. What's safe to remove the ice?
Right.
That's a good question because
I don't
there's been
know.
times I used like a excuse me, like I've used a hoe, like a garden hoe. I've used shovel, and then you can damage the concrete that way. I've used salt. You can damage the concrete that way. So yeah, Orlean's been talking about this. She's had a thick layer of ice down there.
It's pretty strong though. I mean, that concrete, you're really not going to do much damage with it with a hoe. I mean, you're really not. Even if you're chipping and beating on it, it's when you get machines on it, that's when you run into major damage. I would say she could probably chip at it with a shovel, beat at it with a hoe, bust that ice up, and then once again, like I said, reseal that thing in the spring, so that your next winter you've got a surface that doesn't absorb as much once again, and it's going to protect that coloring in the stamp.
Yeah, and I think trying to get some salt down before that, because she's down in LaRue County, Kentucky, like Hodgenville. So,
We got the ice.
So they had the ice down there, and I mean, you have to, like, before it happens, maybe put down a layer of some treatment there, and then Lady Wolf's Den from YouTube, Dawn dish soap mixed with alcohol and warm water is safe. There you go.
There you go.
Orlean saying, I've tried that too. Can you use any kind of salt or anything? I mean, you can always try. There is ice melt that I've bought at the store.
There's a lot of products out there that are concrete safe as far as the ice melt goes, and a lot of times they'll have a coloring. Purple. I seem to see a lot of purple, but it's chemical based as opposed to just straight salt. So there's options out there. Main thing is just keeping that sealer on it, man. And I'm bad about it too. I mean, I am. I can sit here and preach this, but I got to reseal mine. It's just something our life's getting away, and then next thing you know, it's spring, and you're looking at your driveway, and you're like, looks like this thing's been shot with a shotgun.
Hey, that's part of home ownership. It's like taking care of another person almost.
Yeah.
Lady Wolf's Den says, I poured concrete for 25 years. So you know all about that. Yep. You were talking about that ice melt that has the color, and ours is like dark blue, and it got on our dog's paws. It got on me. It was a mess. It's good stuff. Fun time of year.
I've seen people that when they run out of salt at like, Menards, Lowe's, all that, people are buying water softener salt, like the big pellets.
I gotta say, I had thoughts about that. I didn't know if it would work, but I thought about it.
It's kind of hard to walk on it. Those things are big chunks of salt.
My mom's got a water softener, and I always have to go down there in the basement and fill it up. So, Laura's saying, I've been sick. Is Ben sick too? I mean, I wouldn't say, I feel like flu is sick. I've just got a cold. I won't call it sick. But hey, Brad, we're going to let you go play some golf at Top Golf. And thanks for the expertise again this morning. I'm hoping by next Wednesdays with Weddington, we're talking 50s and 60s, and we're pouring concrete for you.
I hope so too. But honestly, Ben, on that roof, and you can talk to your friend at Lions Roofing as well. It's a very reasonable cost to put the effort in on the front end for that ice guard. And a lot of people, we have those storms that rip through our area in the spring and early summer.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to get some roof damage. When you're replacing that roof, guys, that's something to think about. It's going to save a lot of headaches in the future if you ice dam, you ice and water shield those valleys and those edges. It's going to help
and prevent you from future insurance claims as well. All right,
everybody's happy about that.
Everybody. All right, thanks so much, Brad. You go have a good one. Hit them well.
Thank you, sir.
See you next time. That is Brad Weddings from Weddington Custom Homes, and we appreciate him being on the show. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, you can always reach out to him anytime at weddingtoncustomhomes.com. All right, we're going to dig into the forecast here. We are at 10:20. We've got your weather jokes, your weather history, your weather countdown, and all of that good stuff as well here for you. Might as well take a live look outside as well before we get rocking and rolling here. And I'm gonna take me off the screen so I can blow my nose off camera and hopefully off mic as well. All right. Sorry about that one. That was another good one. Okay, so we got our live stream up here, as we can see, on extolmag.com/weather. And that's where you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we're watching some folks watching from YouTube, so we thank you for watching from there. We got 23 degrees and the wind gust at 10. The winds will be fairly light, 5 to 15 today. Wind chill at 14. I've got the brand new 7-day forecast slapped up there for you online. I've got the brand new weather story as well posted that has some hope for some warmer temperatures, not as cold weather pattern on the way. And of course, you've got a lot more weather products and interactive maps that you can play with anytime you want here on the website. So there you go. We've got some sunshine out there. I'm looking at the satellite view here that we're bringing up, which still has some snowpack on it. And here's the big view across the United States. But again, there's a ton of stuff you can check out there as well. And we'll take a live look outside as well with the Falls of the Ohio.org camera here. And there you can see kind of a layer of some high clouds filtering out a little bit of that sunshine. And looks like we still have a little bit of ice. Oh, look, hey, we got a train crossing the bridge there. What is that, the K&I Bridge? We've got a little choo-choo train coming across there on a very cold start this morning in the lower 20s. And it looks like we'll be in the teens for tonight. So we got another cold one. Cold couple days, and we got some 40s on the way for Friday. Hey, before we really start to dig in, got a couple more folks we want to give a shout out to. Again, Weddington Custom Homes. We've got Clogbusters. They are out in the Commonwealth here in Kentucky. So if you want some help with any issues with your plumbing, I'm trying to figure out my sinus plumbing. I need some Clogbusters in my sinuses. But hey, if you want to give them a call for your services here, 859-495-3552. They've got you covered throughout the Commonwealth here and maybe even Southern Indiana. And Brad was mentioning Lions Roofing. If any issues from the ice dams that I've learned about, or any issues with your roof or your gutters, you can call them 812-294-3595. Protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. You can see all their services, reviews, and recent work here at their website right there. And our partners here at Ivy Tech Community College, they've got a blood drive today with the American Red Cross. They walk-ins welcome. That's at the Ogle Community Room in the Ogle Hall. And this is in Sellersburg, 9 miles north of Louisville. And that's at the Sellersburg exit 9 there at Highway 311 and I-65. You belong here. And again, they've got their blood drive going on today if you want to help out. One donation can help save 3 lives. And American Family Insurance, here's what we're talking about. As Michael Long was talking about some ice dam claims. Proud to be an American Star Certified Agency, Excellence in Customer Experience. You can call Michael Long at 812-578-3072 or go to amfam.com and search Michael Long. You can find him right there. And as we continue with Ben at 10 this morning, you can always contact me, Ben, at extolmag.com. And if you have any weather questions or you want to learn about advertising and marketing solutions, boom, there you go. Easy to do there. Our weather headlines here for this February 4th. Cold next couple days. It looks like we'll be right at or below freezing through Thursday, and then Friday into the 40s. Hey, getting balmy on Friday. Sad we're looking forward to 40s, but we're pretty quiet for the rest of this week, and we might finally have some above normal temperatures next week. I'm going to get to some comments, and then again, we'll dive deeper into the forecast here for the rest of the show. Karen Razor from the South End, thanks for tuning in. I think I've passed the worst part of the cold. I've been trying to get some good sleep and not do a whole lot. Good morning to Orlean, we were talking to earlier, with 26 degrees there. We got a good morning with 19 degrees from Christian Walker. And Mary Dale, good morning. Hopefully sounding a little bit better. And Christian was already on the third cup of coffee. I got the grumpy cat this morning because, again, got the cold rocking this morning. Mike Siebert, thanks for tuning in. Perry Porter with the hot coffee. Bring some warmer weather, please. I agree with you. We're getting there. Dennis Gregory with 22 degrees there. Thanks for the recommendation of Rootology, I think is what it's called, that cleared his sinuses up. Always love the tips from you guys. Lillian Lasley, 28 degrees there in Grayson County. I got a good morning from John Fox and Beverly Haggis, waving to you from across the valley through the weather window 5000. I was watching, we had a ton of Blue Jays out here this morning out the weather window 5000, and the Blue Jay was trying to fight a squirrel. I posted a little picture of that, a video of that like a half hour ago. They are hungry out there. Mary Ridge, thanks for tuning in here this morning. And cruising through some of the comments here. We have Emmanuel from Indianapolis. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in here. Laura just has a lot of congestion. Me too. Thankfully, nothing else feels bad. We're keeping warm here, Christian. And Christian's already on the fourth cup of coffee. We're rolling along. Erica Risotto, thanks for tuning in from Charlestown, Kentucky. And Audrey Hobson, any chances of another big snowfall before spring? There is always that chance. I didn't see anything in the long-range data. We can take a look at that here in just a second. But we've had big snowfalls in March. I remember like an 11-inch snowfall in March. It was like, what was it, like March 11th or something like that? So never say never, but the chances do go down pretty rapidly once we head towards late February and we get a higher sun angle. And typically when we do get a big snow, getting towards that time of the year, it won't last long because we typically have a pretty good warm up right behind those big snows when it happens this time of the year. So we typically don't have the long-lived snow on the ground like we've had here recently. All right, good question there. Again, there's the Ivy Tech and Red Cross blood drive. If you want to help out, QR code right there. If you want to reserve your appointment for that, that's until 2 p.m. today at Ivy Tech Community College. And Laura says, please, no more snow. Our countdown here and heading towards the jokes. Average highs in the 50s in 16 days. I think we'll get there before that. Time change in 32 days, about a month away. We'll have those much later sunsets. Spring in about 43 days. And we've added thunder over Louisville in 73 days. And Laura says we've had a big one in April, too. We have had some decent snows in the month of April as well. There is so much weather history here. 1842, dreadful tornado passed over Mayfield, Kirkland, and other locations in Ohio. No fewer than 30 houses, barns, buildings were entirely demolished. It is crazy. In February, you can get severe storms or you can get severe snow. And Orlean says, totally agree. No more snow and absolutely no more ice. 1912, 3 people died when an ice bridge at Niagara Falls broke free. The ice was roughly, check this out, 1,000 feet long and a quarter-mile wide and up to 80 feet thick. That's the biggest chunk of ice I've ever heard of in my life. In 1924, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 20 inches of snow fell in 24 hours. This ranked as the most snowfall in 24 hours since 1884. It caused $1 million in damage. Streetcars and train services were crippled. 8 to 10 feet high snow drifts. And crazy. All right, 1961, powerful low pressure off of the East Coast socked New England with blizzard conditions, 96-mile-per-hour winds, 15-foot snow drifts, 73 people killed. You don't think about nor'easters causing that many deaths very often. That's crazy. All right, 1976, an ice storm strikes central Indiana on the 4th and 5th, depositing up to an inch of ice. And in 2011, 3 to 7 inches of snow fell in northeastern Texas, including 5 inches at Cowboys Stadium in Arlington 2 days before the Super Bowl. Also, the Mexican state of Chihuahua saw record cold temperatures in the single digits, leading to 6 deaths, massive power outages, airport closures, and 35 animal deaths at a zoo. That's sad. Speaking of Chihuahua, here's our stupid weather jokes of the day. What do you call a cold small dog? What do you call a cold small dog? Chilihuahua. I made that one up, by the way. So that's my favorite joke. All right. What do you call a cold large dog? A Siberian Husky. That's not even a joke. I've got a half Siberian Husky, and Desi, is a big. Well, she's never cold, though. Those Huskies are never cold. People don't think grass be wet in the morning, but it do. That might be your favorite. I stole that one from, was it Luke Bryan, country singer I saw on TikTok? You got to say it like that to make it make sense. People don't think grass be wet in the morning, but it do. All right. I like that one. Lily or Beverly liking the jokes. I appreciate that. And Emmanuel saying we're sitting at 27.5 inches of snow, 2 inches above average. We're way above that here in the southern Indiana and northern Kentucky area. We're definitely above normal. And Orleans saying good joke. I appreciate that. And Lillian loving the jokes. All right, here's your February 4th today. 32 degrees, our high temperature, partly cloudy, dry and chilly, north wind at 5 to 10. There's be some areas that don't reach freezing for today. Hey, Christian, we do have Super Bowl Sunday coming up. We are getting geared up for it. And our low tonight down to 15 degrees, partly cloudy, cold and quiet, north wind at around 5. Tomorrow's forecast for your National Weather Person's Day, February 5th, commemorating John Jeffries being born, I think, in 1744, one of the first weather observers. 22 at noon, 29 for the afternoon high. We might get a couple flurries late tomorrow. Not a big deal with that. Normal high is 46, so we're more than 15 degrees below normal. Sunrise 7:44, sunset at 6:10. Here's that 7-day forecast. We've got a cold one tomorrow, but then lower 40s on Friday. I've got just a little slight chance of a little wintry mix. I think most of us are not going to see it, though, Friday. I've only got that at around 20%. So pretty quiet for the rest of the week. Lower 30s Saturday, and then lower 40s on Sunday. Climbing to some 50s. What will that feel like on Tuesday? And maybe a rain chance with that as that heads our direction. All right, I'm going to fire up some weather maps here. We're at 10:31. A little bit behind schedule with the weather models, because we had our friend Brad Weddington on the program early, talking to him all about things related to the home and also to the weather for this time of the year as well. So a very timely conversation with Mr. Brad Weddington. And I am now bringing up, again, the weather maps here. Let me get back to, sorry, I'm trying to direct some traffic on our little program here. Let me bring this up to stage. And then let me bring this up full screen. So this is just showing some clouds around the area. Let me see if I can switch this to a different product. Pardon me with the sniffles here. Does this one look better? There. We're looking at the broad view. Let me get rid of these little reports here. We don't need those on there. So as we look across the continental United States, coast to coast and border to border, some rain over the southeast. You can see with the visible satellite as the sun rises across the United States, illuminating the cloud cover with a visible satellite. We do have a lot of high clouds around the region, but actually some sunshine peeking through, so we'll take that. And let me bring up some tips, and we'll look at the long-range forecast here for you. And we'll start to head into the Ben on a Limb segment. I want to do the current temperatures. So let this load up here. Thank you very much, Christian. Appreciate the well wishes. We'll get better. No big deal. Just a little head cold. All right. So if you've been watching the program, we don't like the pink colors or the white colors. That's cold weather. We've got teens and 20s over our region. And as we expand the view over the United States, 40s and 50s down along the Gulf Coast. So we are pretty much tied in with the coldest part of the United States right now. And let me bring up some hope for our future. So this is the 6 to 10 day outlook. That has changed you guys, since we saw this yesterday. And Laura saying rain, okay, just no more snow. Yeah, but rain actually would be nice to wash off all the salt. So we're starting to see here with the 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center this warmer above average area of air beginning to move to the east. This is pretty much next week as we have a chance to get above normal. But we're going to be at or below normal for the rest of this week. We get close to normal Friday with some 40s, and also for Super Bowl Sunday in the 40s as well. Now, as we go to the 8 to 14 day outlook, so this takes us to just past mid February, and that's what we like to see. That is looking at an above normal chance of above normal temperatures over much of our region. So there is the hope that we're talking about at some warmer temperatures. And let's bring that up. We'll look at some of the future data here with the models. We'll bring up the model temperatures here with the GFS. And I'm going to jump ahead to next week. Again, cold next couple days, 40s Friday, 30s Saturday, 40s Sunday. I want to see the warmer stuff. So let's go to the 10th. And if you remember a few days ago, I was saying, hey, let's watch around the 12th or 13th. Might be a little bit before that we start to see some of the warmer temperatures heading our direction. So here is the 10th. And here we go. There it is. Let me get rid of something else here too. I don't know why it's on there. There we go. All right. So it's not wanting to get rid of my drawing there. Anyway, let me try to get rid of this. There we go. And oops, there it is again. Keeps messing up on me here. All right, let me try again. All right, we're getting rid of that. And we got rid of that. Okay. It popped back on. I am having a time here. All right. Okay, there, I fixed it. Okay. Thanks for bearing with me. I'm pushing buttons. All right, here we go. So that's what we like to see. Okay, so the red and the severe cold, the jet stream is helping us out. Notice it's all up here. There's the Arctic chill getting pushed up to the north and getting replaced by finally some warmer temperatures heading our direction. And why does that keep popping on? I've never had that happen on this program. Anyway, so let me get rid of that. That is very strange. Okay, the computer's acting funky here. All right, let's zoom in. Let's query these temperatures. Ooh, look at that. I don't have us that warm. I'm not saying it can't happen, but this is next on the 10th. So this is Tuesday, showing some 60s right there. So as we get closer to Valentine's Day, maybe our warm hearts are starting to warm us up. Okay, so that is next Tuesday. A lot of the weather model data is very confident at this warm up, and so that would really start the melt for our region. And then let's just go day by day, as we often do here. We'll go to the 11th and see what pops on here. It looks like just a little bit cooler as the warm air retreats a little bit, but nothing crazy cold or anything like that. We might be kind of going into a roller coaster pattern as we warm up and then we cool down. That's at 4 p.m. on the 12th, a little bit on the cool side there. That's showing temperatures in the 30s or 40s. And then I'm heading into the Valentine's Day, my son's birthday on the 14th. It's got a little kind of a wedge of some chilly air over us this is beginning to get into the battle. Again, as we get more solar radiation, the higher sun angle, we're starting to see, as you'll see for the next few months, the warmer air mass from the south trying to nudge up north and win the battle, while you've got the cold air still from the north. And then that's why we end up with a severe weather season. You get that battleground right over our region, especially as you head into March, April, May, the peak severe weather months, when we get into the battleground here of the warm air mass to the south and then the cold air mass to the north. But anyway, going into the 15th, right into the middle of mid-February. Shows on the cool side there. I'm looking for the warm-ups. I'm bypassing the cold spells. So a little bit chilly there, but it looks like the warm air is trying to head back our direction around maybe the 17th, getting closer there. There's a warm bubble out over the Great Plains heading our direction, I hope. Can it win out on the 18th? That's so crazy. I mean, it's kind of an equal battle. That orange and yellow right there, trying to get closer. And then we're going to the 19th of February, which is typically right around the 19th and 20th is when we have average highs in the 50s. And then this shows the potential of some 60s there. Here's what the moral of this long range forecast here. While we will have some more chilly spells, at least we're getting some nudges of 50s and 60s that we haven't seen in a very long time. I think that was Christmas week, the last time we had 60s. And then we've been in this long lasting cold spell since then. I don't remember the last time we had 50s. It's been a little while, probably earlier this month, but earlier last month, I should say. So very good here. One day at a time. One day at a time. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, Brenda Collings. One day at a time. We will get there. We'll keep pushing through a couple cold days here. All right. So there you go. That has been the long range outlook. Oh, wait. One more thing. I think we can bring up the total amount of snowfall over the next 384 hours, which is about 2 weeks out. So let me get rid of this. That shows some warm air winning out. And let me bring up snow depth. So there you go. It shows no snow depth that far out. What am I missing here? What about total precipitation throughout this time period? Warmer can mean wetter. So as we zoom in here, this shows as we kind of are on the battleground between the warmer air and the colder air, that might mean we get a little bit busier weather pattern. This showing around 3 to 4 inches of rainfall over the next couple of weeks. Not great. Could be getting into a muddier weather pattern for the long range outlook. All right, so that has been our long range outlook. That has been the good old Ben on a Limb segment, and we're back to a live look outside here. So to put this all together, I would say, as we look at the long range, getting roller coastery, but at least we're not stuck in the dead of winter. We're going to get little spring teases every once in a while, some 50s and 60s, a little bit of warm-ups here and there. We're going to melt off the snow over the next couple of weeks. I don't see any significant snow over the next couple of weeks. And while we will get some spring teases here and there, we're also going to get some chilly shots of air every once in a while as well. It looks like predominantly the precipitation type in this next couple of weeks would be more liquid than frozen, so more rain than snow. And if that pattern happens, we've said this so many times over the last year, in the wintertime, when you get warmer, you have to get wetter a lot of times. So that might end up being a little bit of a muddy weather pattern for the rest of this month. That's my hunch, if you're wanting to know the long range outlook there. And we'll do a forecast recap here for you if you're just popping on. And so let me load up some of the stuff right here and maybe look at a couple more comments that have been popping in here as well. Laura said, I loved Christmas with that warmth. I did too, because I was out on the golf course several times that week. Ben on a Limb. That's our long range forecast segment. There you go. Here we go. Back to the forecast. Your weather headlines here for today. Oh, Emmanuel wants more snow. I've got my snow. I'm kind of ready for it to go on by. And Christian's got a good reminder, because sometimes I forget. Everybody stay warm out there. But follow us on YouTube, Extol Media on YouTube, Wednesdays with Weddington on Facebook, Extol Weather on Facebook. Drive safely out there. Thank you very much. Cold the next couple of days. Might get a couple flurries late tomorrow. No big deal with that. Then some 40s on Friday. Quiet for the rest of this week. There's Brad Weddington. We just talked to him at the beginning of the show. If you want to watch the replay, talked about ice dams, talked about preventing and fixing driveways that are getting that concrete pitting from the salt and the cold weather and other stuff about winter weather related issues. Sherry, thank you very much. We'll get over this. And hey, our friends at Ivy Tech are having a blood drive today. If you want to help out, there's a QR code right there on the right side where you can sign up or take walk-ins as well. One donation can help up to 3 lives. It's at the Ogle Community Room now until 2 p.m. today. Unfortunately, I am not feeling well, so they do not want my blood right now. But if you're feeling good, go over there and help out. 1 in 7 patients entering a hospital needs a blood transfusion in an emergency. So definitely help out if you can. That's at Ivy Tech Community College in Sellersburg, 9 miles north of Louisville. All right. Thank you very much, Orlean, for watching on Facebook and YouTube. Moving along here, 16 days until our advertiser in the 50s. We're heading the right direction. Time change in about 32 days. It's March 8th when we get closer to 8 p.m. sunsets. 43 days. Spring begins with an average high of around 60, and then thunder over Louisville in 73 days. And then, a couple weeks after that, we got the big Derby Day. It comes faster and faster, it seems like. All right, so we got today's weather history. I'm going to have this on at noon today on Facebook if you want to take a longer look at that. Our stupid weather jokes of the day, always guaranteed to be stupid. What do you call a cold, small dog? A Chihuahua. I made that one up. What do you call a cold, large dog? A Siberian Husky. Siberian cold, Husky big? Makes sense to me. It's not really a joke. It's just kind of what those dogs are. They're cold, large dogs. They like the cold. I've got a half Husky that we love so much, Desi. People, right, I got to say this one right. People don't think grass be wet in the morning, but it do. I don't know why I like that one so much. All right, Wednesday, February 4th. Your forecast today, 32 degrees, partly cloudy, dry and chilly, north wind at around 5 to 15. Tonight, a low of 15, a cold one. Partly cloudy, cold, and quiet tonight. And your forecast for your National Weather Person's Day tomorrow, February 5th, 22 at noon, 29 for the afternoon highs. So getting through another cold one tomorrow. And then the 7-day forecast, we've got a milder day, lower 40s Friday, getting closer to normal, but our normal high is 46. So we're still below normal, it looks like, for the most part, through this weekend, and then getting above normal. 50s next Tuesday at least. Trending the right direction, as we saw earlier. I think it was Brenda saying 1 day at a time. We're getting there. And as we get warmer, we might have some rain chances with that next Tuesday. So there we go. Again, heading in the right direction. Always got to get my yearly cold out of the way as well. See, my dad and I always seem to get the yearly cold. I mean, a lot of us do. So again, one more time, thanking our partners here, Weddington Custom Homes, Brad Weddington. He gets to go to Top Golf with his building association and hit some golf balls. I need to get back out there. I need to go to the one over here in New Albany. They can kind of be outdoors and have the heater as well. Okay, then we got our partners here at Clogbusters with the Z Plumbing Services. If you need any help, here you go, clearing the way one flush at a time. They've got you covered throughout the Commonwealth of Kentucky. You can give them a call, 859-495-3552. They've got vehicles that can reach anywhere. So there you can see all of their services right here. You can learn more at clogbusterswiththezplumbing.com. So keep them in mind. You never know when you might need that help. And our partners here at Lyons Roofing, Lyons. Lyons Roofing out of Memphis, Indiana. They got you covered on both sides of the river, though, throughout Metro Louisville, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime, that being your home. Get a free quote, 812-294-3595. Or you can just click that free quote here at lionsroofingco.com. You can see more ways to contact them there. And again, our friends at Ivy Tech Community College, today is Wednesday. They have a blood drive out there that I just mentioned. If you want to help out, you can do that at their Sellersburg campus and they'll have signs there, but you can head to the Ogle Community Room there to help out with them. And our buddy Michael Long here with American Family Insurance. Talking about some claims because of those ice dam claims on the roof that can cause some leaky conditions. But anyway, if you want to bundle and save, you want to find some different ways to save, whether it's with an app or the student discounts, bundling with some life insurance, whatever you need covered, he's got you covered. 812-578-3072. And you can go to American Family Insurance, amfam.com, and search his name there. And before we take off, I want to also thank our partners here at Libs Paving. They're the top asphalt paving contractor around. We talked a lot about driveways earlier. But they got a careers section in the upper right-hand corner. So in this new year of 2026, if you know somebody that needs an opportunity, send them this way. You can just apply here online for those opportunities right there. A reminder, too, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can get your weather information right here at extolmag.com/weather. We're showing you the current conditions at 24 degrees. A lot of other different weather variables there. Shows you the sun angle in the sky, the sunrise, the sunset, moonrise, moonset, daily weather forecast here. And it's got your hourly forecast, your 7-day forecast, your weather stories, all of the good stuff there right here for our area. So last few comments here. We got a bye from Christian Walker. Thanks for tuning in here. Laura, not too long for that time change. We're getting closer to that. Steve Givens, I'd go for a little dewy grass right now. I'd like to see the grass. That would be nice. And Christian, we should be back next week. Thanks for asking about that. Let me blow my nose one more time off camera, I hope. All right. I haven't taken any meds today. I'm trying to do it naturally as much as possible. But so our new studios, we've got the internet up there, and we're getting everything fitted out, lights, camera, action, all that fun stuff. So I should be back next week live from Uptown New Albany in our new digs there. So stay tuned for that. And then I'm excited too. I mentioned that the new year has some exciting things happening for me and Extol Media. But last week I passed my real estate exam for the state of Indiana, and so I'm going to be doing that as well. So weather in the morning, real estate in the afternoon and evening. So keep me in mind down the road, and we're going to be moving that direction as well. So looking forward to a lot of fun stuff. Again, there's Weddington Custom Homes, Brad Weddington, who's on our show today. All right. Thanks for being a part of it, guys. Thanks for liking and sharing and all that fun stuff. We'll see you tomorrow morning for a Thursday edition as we continue to look forward to some warmer conditions of Ben at 10 tomorrow morning on February 5th, National Weather Person's Day. Have a good one. Stay safe. Stay warm.